The Zixari Council had long been fascinated by Earth, a planet teeming with contradictions. From their seat among the stars, the Council studied humanity's tumultuous history, a cascade of chaos that, by their estimation, should have led to extinction countless times over. Wars that spanned continents, diseases that decimated populations, environmental catastrophes that seemed insurmountable. Yet humanity endured. The Zixari could not fathom how a species so prone to self-destruction could have survived this long. High Strategist Michael stood before the council, addressing the assembly of his peers. His tone carried the detached curiosity of a scientist observing a particularly puzzling experiment. Humans, he began, his voice resonating in the crystalline chamber, have defied all odds. Their history is a tapestry of calamities woven with improbable recoveries. Consider the wars they waged, 2 global conflicts within a single century, and the manner in which they rebuilt themselves each time. Statistically, such resilience defies reason. Survival must be attributed to luck. The council murmured in agreement. To beings who valued precision, strategy, and order, the human narrative seemed an anomaly. Michael continued, gesturing toward a projection of Earth's timeline. Their civilizations rise and fall like waves upon a shore. They poison their air and waters, only to devise methods to purify them. They march toward destruction, only to swerve at the precipice. It is chaos, not strategy, that defines them. A counselor interjected, a note of disdain in their voice. Luck cannot sustain a species indefinitely. Eventually, their recklessness will consume them. Perhaps, Michael conceded, but there is something peculiar about their patterns. They recover not randomly, but as if guided by an invisible force. His gaze swept across the chamber. I propose we investigate. If humanity's survival is truly a matter of chance, they are irrelevant to the galactic order. But if there is strategy, he paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle, then we must understand it. The council deliberated, their crystalline forms flickering as they communicated in bursts of light and sound. The decision was swift. A team would be dispatched to Earth to uncover the truth. As the council disbanded, Michael lingered, his mind racing. He couldn't shake the nagging suspicion that humanity's resilience was no accident. There was an underlying rhythm to their chaos, a hidden logic that eluded even the most advanced minds of the Zixari. On Earth, humanity went about its daily struggles, blissfully unaware of the extraterrestrial scrutiny. To the Zixari, they were an enigma, primitive yet persistent, fragile yet unyielding. Michael prepared for the mission, his curiosity tempered by caution. If humanity's survival was truly strategic, the implications would ripple far beyond Earth. For now, the only certainty was that answers lay on the chaotic blue planets spinning below. The Zixari team arrived in Earth's orbit, their ship cloaked and undetectable by human technology. From there, they began their study in earnest. Michael and his team had one primary objective: determine if humanity's survival was a product of chance or deliberate action. They delved into Earth's history, analyzing pivotal moments that could reveal the truth. Their first observations focused on the early days of humanity. Primitive humans, faced with a hostile environment and predators far stronger than themselves, had no obvious advantages. Yet, they thrived. The Zixari were intrigued by the discovery of how humans use fire, not only to survive but to alter their environment. They wielded tools crafted from stone and bone, not out of instinct, but through ingenuity. This is not luck, Michael noted, recording his findings. This is adaptability. The Zixari's investigation moved forward in time. They examined the agricultural revolution, a moment when humanity transitioned from scattered hunter-gatherer groups to settled civilizations. This was not a random event, but a calculated shift, driven by necessity and foresight. Humans domesticated plants and animals, bending nature to their will. Michael observed, they saw the potential for control and chaos. This was their first great strategy, but strategy, the Zixari realized, was not limited to survival. Humanity had a unique way of uniting in the face of common threats. The team reviewed records of global pandemics and noted the repeated pattern. Fear and disarray were quickly followed by collaboration and innovation. The development of vaccines, the coordination of resources, and the establishment of health systems were all signs of a species that refused to surrender to chance. What drives them? One of Michael's subordinates asked, puzzled. They risk their survival repeatedly, yet always find a way forward. Michael studied humanity's responses to natural disasters. He watched footage of humans rebuilding after earthquakes, hurricanes, and tsunamis. The team was particularly struck by the way humans learn from these events, engineering structures to withstand future catastrophes. They adapt, Michael answered, and then they plan. Yet it wasn't just innovation that puzzled the Zixari. It was the emotional and cultural aspects of human survival. Art, music, and storytelling had no direct survival value, yet they seemed integral to humanity's resilience. The Zixari analyzed literature and films, uncovering themes of hope, perseverance, and unity. They realized these were not mere distractions, but tools that shaped collective identity and inspired action. They survive because they believe they can, Michael concluded. Emotion fuels their logic. It is unlike anything we have encountered. As the Zixari pieced together the puzzle, a pattern emerged. Humanity's survival was not an accident. It was the result of adaptability, innovation, and an unshakable determination to endure. Michael's initial skepticism began to waver. This was no ordinary species, and their resilience was no simple matter of chance. Humanity, it seemed, thrived not despite the chaos, but because of it. The Zixari investigation delved deeper, focusing on moments where humanity's survival seemed least probable. Michael and his team examined humanity's wars, conflicts that had devastated entire continents, claiming millions of lives. Yet these wars, instead of signaling the end, often marked turning points in human advancement. The team analyzed World War II, a global conflict that should have torn humanity apart. Instead, it became a crucible for innovation. Radar, antibiotics, and even the foundations of space exploration were born from necessity. This is calculated chaos, Michael observed, his tone tinged with awe. They transformed destruction into opportunity. The team shifted their focus to the Cold War, a period marked by the looming threat of nuclear annihilation. To the Zixari, the existence of weapons capable of obliterating the planet was incomprehensible. Yet instead of succumbing to fear, humanity developed intricate systems of deterrence and diplomacy. Michael noted how humans established treaties, created back-channel communications, and even formed global organizations to prevent mutual destruction. They stand on the edge of their own demise, he remarked, and yet they navigate it with precision. Their analysis extended beyond conflict to humanity's exploration of space. Michael reviewed the Apollo program, particularly the Apollo 13 mission. What began as a potential disaster, a spacecraft crippled in the void of space, became a testament to human ingenuity. Engineers and astronauts worked together, improvising solutions to problems they had never anticipated. The Zixari were stunned by the sheer audacity of humanity's efforts. They prepare for the unknown, Michael said, and when the unknown strikes, they improvise. It is a strategy built on adaptability. The team also uncovered humanity's proactive measures against existential threats. Climate change, a crisis of humanity's own making, had forced humans to innovate on a global scale. Renewable energy, advanced recycling systems, and international agreements like the Paris Accord demonstrated a capacity for long-term thinking. Michael was particularly struck by the collaborative aspect of these efforts. They unite, he noted, not because they are compelled, but because they choose to. Cooperation is their weapon against inevitability. Even more impressive were the contingency plans humanity developed for threats they had not yet faced. Projects like asteroid deflection systems and underground seed vaults hinted at a mindset oriented toward survival beyond immediate concerns. To the Zixari, these measures were astonishing. No other species they had studied prepared for hypothetical dangers with such intensity. Strategy is woven into their very existence, Michael concluded, addressing his team. It is not a question of luck. Humanity survives because it plans to. The final revelation came when the Zixari reviewed human philosophy and science. From chaos theory to the concept of the butterfly effect, humanity seemed to embrace the unpredictability of existence. Instead of fearing it, they studied it, modeled it, and sought to harness it. Michael, now certain of humanity's strategic nature, prepared his report for the council. The answer was clear. Humanity thrived not by chance, but through an extraordinary blend of creativity, foresight, and relentless determination. Michael returned to the Zixari Council with his findings, his crystalline form radiating an intensity that commanded attention. The chamber was silent as he began his report, his voice measured and deliberate. Counselors, we were wrong. Humanity's survival is no accident, nor is it a matter of luck. It is the product of a unique strategy, one that blends adaptability, creativity, and an unparalleled capacity for unity in the face of chaos. The council members exchanged murmurs of disbelief. Michael raised a hand to silence them and continued. Consider their response to existential threats. When faced with crises that could end their species, they do not succumb to despair. Instead, they analyze, adapt, and act. They are a species that refuses to accept defeat. He presented the council with a holographic display of humanity's accomplishments. Images of cities rebuilt after disasters, advancements in medicine, and the International Space Station filled the chamber. They thrive in adversity. Their greatest strength lies in their ability to turn obstacles into opportunities. One counselor leaned forward, their crystalline form flickering with skepticism. And what of their recklessness? Their wars? Their self-inflicted wounds? Michael nodded, acknowledging the point. Their recklessness is undeniable, but it is also part of their strategy. They push boundaries, make mistakes, and learn from them. It is a cycle of risk and reward that drives their progress. They have embraced chaos, not as an enemy, but as a catalyst for growth. He shifted the display to show humanity's collective actions against future threats, global collaborations to monitor asteroids, prepare for pandemics, and combat climate change. Even in the absence of immediate danger, they prepare. Their plans extend beyond their lifetimes, ensuring the survival of generations yet to come. This is not luck. It is foresight. The council was silent, absorbing the implications. Michael continued, his tone now more reflective. What makes them unique is not just their strategies, but the values that underpin them. They act not only out of self-preservation, but out of a sense of purpose. Their art, their stories, their philosophies, they remind themselves of what they are fighting for. It is this balance of logic and emotion that drives their success. Another counselor spoke, their voice hesitant. If their survival is strategic, does this make them a threat to the galactic order? Michael considered the question carefully. No, their strategy is not one of domination, but of persistence. They do not seek to conquer. They seek to endure. And in doing so, they have become a model of resilience. We would do well to learn from them. He concluded with a final statement that reverberated through the chamber. Humanity's survival was never about luck. It was about their ability to adapt, to innovate, and to unite in the face of chaos. They are a species defined by strategy, and their story is far from over. The council adjourned in silence, the weight of Michael's words hanging in the air. For the first time in their long existence, the Zixari realized they were not the sole architects of survival. Humanity, in all its chaotic brilliance, had proven that even amidst disorder, strategy could prevail.